Centre 97.3,
Est-Ouest 91.7.
bienvenue, vous êtes sur Cool FM. Good morning and welcome to Pop Culture. I'm your host, Meling Balloo. Today we're exploring the intersection of cultural diversity and modern media with the eyes of a remarkable young filmmaker. Our guest today, Adnaan, brings a uniquely global perspective to his craft, having lived in 3 countries before the age of 15. Now working as a cameraman for the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, he's also making waves as a digital content creator. Adnaan, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Meling. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I'm very grateful for being here, absolutely.
It's great to have you. Thank you for joining us. Adnaan, your journey spans continents and cultures. I mentioned that in the intro. You're born in Mauritius, lived in Madagascar and South Africa before returning back to your home country, your homeland, Mauritius.
Yeah.
So how has this nomadic childhood influenced your approach to storytelling?
Well, I've been very grateful to be able to have been able to travel from a very early young age. I've been very privileged in that sense. Getting to be like living in Madagascar and then going to South Africa and then coming to Mauritius, and then on top of that having like my mother like taking me all around. We have gone to Australia, to America.
You've traveled a lot.
And my favorite places in the world is like Disney and all that kind of stuff. So that also like influenced me in becoming like a filmmaker and all that kind of stuff. And then like when you watch like,
what's your favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie, in fact, is The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I really like The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
And on top of that, I actually went on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride
Awesome.
before the movie
Okay.
came out. And then when we watched the movie in the cinema, my mother was like, hang on, doesn't this look familiar? That scene where like they go into like the cave and there's that dog.
Exactly. The exploration
it's like a one-to-one recreation in the movie. So that was like really cool for me.
And what do you think about Johnny Depp, acting in this movie?
So Johnny Depp is like amazing in that movie. Absolutely amazing in that movie. I really love Johnny Depp in that movie. And he's just a great actor and a great person on top of that. So that's really great.
Definitely. And you're a great person as well. You did many things in your life. That's
Right,
fascinating.
right, yeah.
You mentioned in your bio attending an American school in Madagascar.
Absolutely,
You traveled a lot.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how has this early exposure, how did this actually exposure to American culture shape your creative vision back
So
then?
when I was younger, I had the privilege also to go to the American School of Antananarivo.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and it was actually a brief period, but it for me, like, I remember that period really well.
Okay.
Even I only went there for a little while.
Yeah.
And then like it also influenced, like, I kind of broke out of like being in Mauritius, guys. In Mauritius,
Was it eye-opening for you?
very eye-opening, and then shockingly enough, when I got to Bocage at a later
international
stage,
school here in Mauritius, in Macau.
I had a few friends from Bocage who also attended the American School of Antananarivo.
Excellent.
So like the world is incredibly small when you think about it.
Yeah, no
Incredibly small.
boundaries, no frontiers.
No,
in a way.
absolutely not. And then, if I had stayed there longer, my accent would have been much more like
Pronounced.
refined.
Strong.
Because a lot of people say I have like an American accent. I don't know.
With a twang. I mean, with a twist, actually,
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
twang in it.
yeah, absolutely.
It's nice.
But
to be
I don't
able
know.
to
But
have-
then, like, I think it's like very neutral in that
Yeah.
sense. But that's how it is.
I think
really.
there's a twang. I mean, I
yeah.
myself have like a British partner.
British accent,
So
yeah.
basically, you get
But
a
then-
bit of a mix and match. That's the great thing about
But
us.
I did mention with you though that I really enjoy acting. So then,
Yeah,
like, I try
true.
to give myself such like a neutral flat tone. So then when I'm able to do other accents. So like
Excellent.
if I want to, I can like do a British accent,
Do it.
or like or an Australian accent, for
Yeah,
example,
great.
like Peter Jackson. He directed Lord of the Rings,
excellent.
for example.
And do you know how to do an Indian accent?
No, not really. I would embarrass
You're going to
myself.
try
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
that. But that's great to be able, to talk and speak in different accents. I think that's what, make an actor great.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's a great quality to
and
have.
in terms of acting, I'm very passionate about like if I had to do like choose where I wanted to act, I would 100% go into video games and all.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You've cited as well in your bio that you sent me before films like Jurassic Park and Lord of the Rings as pivotal influences for you. In an era where CGI dominates, that's true. How do you see the role of practical effects in modern filmmaking?
So basically, my take on it is that it's also especially working here at the NBC. So we work a lot with chroma key, which is green screen.
Exactly.
So
we did have the opportunity to work together.
No,
not
we
long
had the
ago.
opportunity to work together. Like it was, I'm the cameraman in the studio. You're in front. But basically, how it works is like for the population to understand it is that there's special effects and then there's visual effects. So special effects is the practical effects. So like when you blowing something up for real or when you're doing it for real. Then you have visual effects, which is done in the computer.
Yeah. Afterwards, post-production.
Post-production. Now it depends on the director. Some directors like to do it for real, but like
what do you prefer?
Me, I prefer both because in every modern cinema, there's both effects. So basically, the way it works is that a lot of directors, they say like, okay, no, we never use CGI, but every single movie since the dawn of time, even from the 1940s, there've been a form of digital effects and special effects in those movies. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works, really.
And let's talk now about your current role at the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation. So how does actually working, you mentioned about in digital effects, modern effects as well, how does working in traditional media inform your approach to digital content creation?
So the lucky thing about like being here, cameraman here, is that, you know, it's like a day-to-day basis. We are not like in between like work or whatever. We every day there's something new happening. So but sometimes it's a rinse and repeat kind of thing.
So every day is like a discovery.
Yes, but then in terms of like the workflow, it's like a rinse and repeat. There's a formula to it. It's very formulaic. But then at the same time, you also want to, because you know the line of work. It's not like you go to work 9 to 5 and you come home, you forget about your work.
Definitely.
I think about my work all the time.
Exactly, because there's creativity and passion in the
Absolutely,
process.
and I love what I do. So you know, and I always want to wake up every day and come to work. So
definitely, and that's the sign that you're passionate about what you do.
Absolutely,
and that's great about I mean, jobs like ours, being in the creative industry. We have to always evolve and evaluate. You know, always asking questions to ourselves and to the public or to the people surrounding us, to our loved ones. You've actually, Adnaan, recently directed your first music video. So can you walk us through the creative process now and how you applied your diverse experiences to it?
So I recently went to South Africa a few months ago, and I stayed there, and then I was actually on a hiatus from work, on a leave.
All right.
And then I met a friend of a friend.
Okay.
That's just how
it's always like that.
It's always like that. A friend of a friend, you know?
Yeah.
And then he said, hey, let's film a music video. And I'm like, okay, but like about what? And he said, no, but I make music and all. So I'm like, okay, great. But, and I just recently bought an iPhone. So I'm like, okay, so let me try film it on an iPhone. Yeah. So I had the stabilizer, the DJI Osmo stabilizer, and I took the iPhone and we filmed the whole thing in an afternoon.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I decided to also cameo in my videos. So like I think every future video I'd like to cameo because I like to be in front of the camera at the same time.
Exactly what we're going to talk about that actually. You're also making a name for yourself on social media, particularly with food content on TikTok. So how do you see this fitting into your larger aspirations in filmmaking and acting?
Yeah, so like TikTok food content. I mean, everyone does TikTok food content. So I like to make it. I've actually I want to shout out him, Nick Hammond from South Africa.
Okay.
He's a friend of mine on TikTok now. So and he also does radio as well.
Okay.
So I just offered if I could take inspiration from his work, and his work is very formulaic. So I just decided to adapt mine also to be very formulaic. So I just start off with my intro, and then I just go and make it as cinematic as possible on a TikTok video. Yeah. To the best of my ability.
To add your touch, your style.
Absolutely,
to it.
yeah. But I mean, I'm only doing it as a stepping stone. I don't think I'm going to do food content forever. I'm thinking of just maybe maximum doing like 20 episodes of that, and then of course on to the next thing.
Exactly, you know, diverse. Why not diversify afterwards? But that's the starting point.
No, and I've also like invested a huge amount into my own equipment and all.
Okay.
So I'm mostly like thinking I want to like try, because first and foremost, TikTok and Facebook is an entertainment platform. So I want to entertain. I'm an entertainer. I like to entertain people.
To inform and entertain as well.
Even even news, like I work in the news department.
Alright.
News itself is a form of entertainment
Definitely.
as well. You know, people will relax and watch the news, for example.
Anyway, our goal is to inform, educate, and entertain.
Absolutely,
right? That's what
absolutely,
we do
yeah.
here, and that's what you're going to do on social media as well. Fair play to that. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
And as we look to the future, how do you envision the evolution of global storytelling in an increasingly interconnected yet often divided world?
Well, you see, there's never been a better time to become a storyteller. You know, we have so many platforms, and you can only limit yourself, saying, I can't do it because like this studio is not picking me up and that studio is not picking me up. You don't need, of course, I'm working for the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, yeah, but I'm lucky enough, God has blessed me with that. But you don't really need like the big studios nowadays. You don't need the fancy equipment. You don't need the fancy storytelling. You just need to know, and the bread and butter of it, you just need to know the basics of creative writing, creative storytelling, and then you can you write it, you get a camera,
and you just do it.
You just do it, and it's that simple. And a lot of people say, but you when I was at the film school, they say, you want to make a movie, go make a movie. And then a lot of people had that debate saying, no, but you can't make a movie. It's just not that. It's not that simple. No, it is actually that simple. You just pick up your camera and you film. And you
like
create
we say, Adnaan, where there's a will, there's
always
always a way.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
and
there's
I
always
believe
a way.
in that. I believe in that. And it's so easy now to become a content creator. It's so easy now to break into acting. And it's so easy to become like a cinematographer.
What would be your key message to our audience today? What would you like to tell them to conclude this show?
Yeah, so my key message to the audience, if you have a dream, believe in it. Even if it takes a year to get fulfilled, 10 years or 50 years, just believe in your dreams. Because I've been believing in my dreams since I was 10 years old, and I didn't think like one day I'd be on a radio show or I would make my first music video.
It's only the start, right?
No, it's only the beginning for me. Hopefully it's only the beginning, and it's going to continue.
That's all the best. I wish you. That's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you on our show. Thank you, Adnaan, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. Your journey is actually a testament to the power of diverse perspectives in shaping the future of media. Thank you once again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wish you all the best and have a lovely day. And there you have it, listeners, viewers as well, because we are also on Facebook Live, on Facebook, Cool FM MU, a glimpse into the world of a truly global filmmaker starting in the making. Adnaan's story reminds us of the rich tapestry of experiences that shape modern, I would say, media landscape as well. So join us in a bit for Pop Culture just at 10:40. It's 10:49, but at 11:40, just after the flash news. Bye-bye.